What's up, ukulele learners? Today we're going to learn House of the Rising Sun, which is a traditional song that was a hit for the rock group The Animals in 1964, but in reality it is well over 100 years old, putting it in the public domain. That being said, I'm not going to sing the song today to avoid getting a copyright strike. Instead, I'm going to use that time that I would have used for the play-along to go a little deeper into some cool techniques to really make the song pop. Towards the end of the video, we're going to talk about 3 different ways to play the chords, so be sure to stick around. So, if you're tuned up and ready to go, let's get started. Right off the bat, this song is a very distinctive chord progression made up of chords you probably already know in an order that might surprise you. We're going to start with the introduction. It goes like this. So we have an A minor first, normal plain Jane A minor, a C, a D, and an F. Let's stop right there for just 1 second. So we have an A minor and a C. Easy enough. You can play the D7 like this with the middle finger on the 2nd fret 4th string and the ring finger right here on the 2nd fret 2nd string. And that way you can get to the F by moving just 1 finger. Just a tip. It's the kind of thing that'll save you a little bit of extra motion. You don't really have to do it, but could be the more convenient move. Okay. Now the second part of the intro, I think this is the only time this happens. We go A minor, E7, A minor, E7. Something like this. A, C, D, F, A minor, E7, A minor, E7. It's a cool, kind of spooky sounding chord progression. So the verse is a little bit different from the introduction. So we have an A minor, C, D7, F, A minor, C, E. So one more time. A minor, C, D, F, A minor, C, E. So it does that again. A minor, C, D7, F, A minor, E7, and then it starts that progression back over. We don't do another E minor A7, right? You can hear that on the recording. It kind of goes right from the very end of the verse directly into another kind of instrumental verse section. So that covers the 2 sections of the song. It's really not all that complicated of a chord progression. It's the same thing. It's the introduction, and then we repeat the verse chords sort of ad nauseum through the organ solo and all that jazz. Before we talk about any strumming, we need to talk about the timing of this song. It is in 6/8 time, which means we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 throughout the song instead of our usual 1, 2, 3, 4 count. All right, that would be 4/4. We're in 6/8. All right, so the 4/4 it sounds more like the 4/4 is almost more rigid, duck, 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 duck. But a 6/8 time, a waltz time, has a little bit of a lilt to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's how you can kind of tell which one is which if you're listening to a piece of music, for instance. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get used to just switching the chords in that 6/8 time. So we're not really going to do any really complicated strumming pattern. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to D7, right? So we're going to play through that chord progression, just one simple downstroke for the entire measure of 6/4. So we'll go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. And you want to get used to playing it that way before you add anything too complicated. That way you can make sure that you're not trying to do something fancy before the chords are even switching in time. So now we can add some little variety to that. Maybe we could do some we could add some down strums and up strums in there, make things a little more interesting. So here's the strumming pattern that I will propose. I think we should go 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6. A little slower. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6. If that feels like a lot of numbers, we can think about this like down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. And we'll do that pattern once for each chord. Check this out. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. A little faster, that would sound like this. Imagine there is a house. I don't want to sing all the lyrics again. I'm trying to avoid getting a copyright strike, even though the song is in the public domain. I still want to try to avoid it. So you can play that as like your strumming pattern. I think we can get a little closer to what the animals were doing on their recording. Let's check that out. Now let's play the chords as arpeggios. Remember that arpeggio is when you take the notes of a chord and you play them one at a time. Instead of strumming through them with the pick, like you're playing a chord, we'll pluck them one at a time. We're going to do a very simple pattern here. We're going to go starting on the 4th string to the 1st string and then back to the 4th string, like this. So we could start on just an A minor. Start on the 4th string, pluck the 3rd string, the 2nd string, 1st string, and then back, 2nd string, 3rd string, 4th string, like this. Alright, how many notes is that? That's 6 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. So that means we'll do that arpeggio pattern one time for each chord. So imagine we're doing our A minor to our C to our D7. That would look something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so on. And this is, if you speed it up a little bit, starts to sound a little more familiar. Maybe like this. Now we're going to try a 3rd level, and this is the level that I think is the closest you can get to what the animals were doing on their recording. So the way this is going to look is, instead of doing just one pluck and then going down and doing each string just once, we're going to do like a quick double pluck on the 4th string. So I'm going to get an A minor chord ready here. And we can see in my right hand, I play the 4th string 2 times, and then I sort of let the pick go through the strings. Okay? Kind of like, we call it like a triplet. A triplet is when we have 3 notes where 2 would normally fit. Alright? 1 triplet, 4, 5, 6. 1 triplet, 4, 5, 6. In context, maybe a little faster, that would end up sounding something like this. So I don't want you to overthink this motion I'm making in my right hand. It's sort of like we're slowly strumming, right? Instead of playing them all at once, we're sort of letting the pick drag through the strings a little bit more so that they ring out a bit. And we want that to end up being more or less that triplet rhythm we're talking about. 1 triplet, 4, 5, 6. 1 triplet, 4, 5, 6. 1. Right? You don't even have to try that necessarily with the chord progression when you're starting out. You could try it just on each chord. And then give yourself a little pause to switch. Same thing here. Right? Or even just practice it on one chord, like an A minor. I'm not sure if I pointed this out or not, but I'm going on, starting on the 1st string, I'm doing upstrokes back to the 4th string. So down, 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 up, 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 something like that. So now I'm going to show you how each one of those would sound with the intro chords and the verse chords. Let's check it out. Here's the first one. This is going to be just the strumming down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down. Let's check that out first. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. was number 1. Here's number 2 with those simpler arpeggios, okay? Check this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now we're going to try variation number 3. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Something like that. So keep in mind that you can mix and match each of these to make your own personal arrangement of this song. Once you get past the intro, it's just the same thing again and again and again. So I'd encourage you to experiment and just see what feels best. You don't have to start with anything complicated. You could always add that fancier picking pattern later once you feel more comfortable with the other two. It's whatever you want to try. Thank you so much for choosing to learn with me today. If you found it useful or educational, please like and subscribe. Feel free to leave a comment down below with maybe a song you'd like me to cover. I read and reply to every single comment. So until next time, happy practicing.